This is the GT45 that will be going in the Fairmont. Came out of that truck because it was squealing. Literally, it didn't whistle, it squealed. So I'm going to dissect it today. See what it needs. Rebuild kits are around $50 on eBay. And at the very least, it'll make a good mock-up turbo. So in addition to the squealing, we got a lot of axial, a lot of radial play. Not as much axial, but a lot of radial play. So I'm thinking, partly because the S10's engine makes pretty low oil pressure at a hot idle, like 10, 15. And the fact that I had a 78 thousandths drilled restrictor, I'm thinking this thing probably had some oil starvation and it lost its bearings. And we're going to dig into it and find out. Strip down to the center section now, and a couple of things are obvious. The compressor blades have some galling on them, and so do the turbine blades. See that shiny stuff right there? Some galling from those bearings, just letting it dig into the housings. Well, I'm still going to run it. Might spool a little slower than something with brand new, undamaged wheels on it, but it'll work. I'm fairly certain of that. Well, there it is, torn down, and I'm not really sure if this is a symptom or the cause of the problem, but right there you can see how I sort of pried the piston ring that steals the oil from the turbine side out. Well, it all looked like that when I first pulled it out. There was a large segment missing, and it's all very, very galled in this area and where it goes into the center section. And that's after beating on it with a hammer and a screwdriver to try to break it loose. Sort of bent it halfway out of the groove that it goes in there. And also you can see how hot this area got. That's probably where the squeal was coming from. So I'm thinking that this is probably caused by some oiling issues. This turbo went out a day after I, was really beating on it. I mean, there was a little axial play, and then the next day it was done. So to put it simply, this turbo is scrap. Fortunately, you can get them brand new for about $200, but I'm not 100% certain that I want to go with the 69mm GT45. I've got pretty big goals for this car. Big goals in relation to being a junkyard build. And I might go something a little bigger. 78, 75 on 3, or maybe even an S475. I haven't decided yet. Heck, I still might just throw an eBay GT45 on there again. They're good turbos. This failure was not the result of the poor manufacturing or anything like that. This was oil starvation. No doubt about it. I mean, it wouldn't really take much to plug that tiny little hole in there that I put in for a restriction because I was having some oiling over-oiling issues. Again, thanks to it being a remote mount setup on my S10. I was having some over-oiling issues, and I thought that this might be a good solution. The real solution came from putting a reservoir and a TurboWorks EXA pump to return the oil. It wasn't an oil feed issue, it was an oil return issue that was causing me to have over-oiling. So I might go with the GT45 again. It's like $220 shipped right now, you know, and that's just hard to beat. It's good for 650 wheel horse, $220, and it'll probably outlive my junkyard engine. So there's no real reason not to, other than I've already used them and I want to see what else is out there. All right.